The island that was mentioned the earliest in the story and the longest wait had the entire story to actually see Elbaf and get to Elbaf. So a little bit more time to build up the hype and anticipation for that is welcome in my mind. Got our nice cover story continuing. Oni Child Yamato and the Holy Inari Shrine Pilgrimage, Volume 15. The Daimyo of Kuri. Inuarashi grows concerned after these disappearances. We've got Yamato and Inuarashi sitting down, eating rice balls, and I guess they're discussing the disappearances. So I wonder, will Yamato meet up with Nekomamushi? Will they team up? Or maybe she will just meet with them one by one individually on her way. Either way, that pilgrimage is going to continue for the foreseeable future, it seems. Notes from Oda. Kachun Matsu, Naoto, Takenaka, Insei Sankaku. It's a very interesting play. Now I know what the story is about. Don't know what that means. Okay, starting off, looks like we're on Elbaf, so perhaps we are on Elbaf, which I did speculate last chapter that maybe they're on Elbaf. Maybe they got to Elbaf early, but that would have to be explained. But looking at this panel, we do see some people with Viking helmets on, so that definitely indicates Elbaf. So maybe they're on Elbaf. And I am noticing that the buildings have these Lego pegs on them, so there is that Lego look. So, giant confusion. There's a fire. Get some spring water and put it out. Hey, do you smell that aroma? Is it coming from the forest? If the flames spread to Yggdrasil, this country's done for. We need to report this to the great sun god. Okay, so we're going in pretty deep already. And we get a nice shot of, I guess this is Elbaf. So we're at Elbaf. Are we really? I mean, all signs are pointing towards it. We have the tree Yggdrasil, and still we have this Lego aesthetic. All the buildings look like Legos, and they're Lego. Yggdrasil looks like a regular tree, but there are some kind of Lego tree-ish looking, maybe Lego plants on some of the windowsills. So is this going to be Elbaf? Is Elbaf going to have a Lego aesthetic? That would be really interesting considering what we were expecting is more of a traditional Norse aesthetic, but it will really shake things up if Elbaf, the entire island, or a specific area of the island, had this Lego aesthetic. So the tree Yggdrasil, it's a pretty big tree. Since the country is a country of giants, then that tree has to be massive. And the tree Yggdrasil, if the flames spread to Yggdrasil, then the country's done for. That's very interesting. So that means, is that just because the tree is sacred? Or is there something more to it? There was speculation a long time ago that Yggdrasil was actually the Adam tree, possibly, or maybe the Eve tree. Doesn't look like that's the case here. But it's interesting the thought that the tree is done for if the country is done for if something happens to the tree. And then there's this other comment. We need to report this to the great sun god. So we're talking about the sun god Nika already? Are we really dropping this on us so soon? Like, first entrance into Elbaf? Could be red herring. So let's read some more. Next panel. Something's wrong with this. What could have happened to the stinger mole? Stinger mole. They don't just fall out of the sky, and we have these kind of bee-looking creatures. They're pretty big, and they have lumps on their heads. Looks like they've been beaten up. And two giants looking over them, wondering what happened. Next panel, people in the forest reported that the tremors we felt earlier were caused when the mighty ear god collapsed. Don't be stupid. What could hurt that enormous rabbit? So we've got more giants discussing things. A lot seems to be happening here. There's some kind of emergency disaster happening. There's a fire on the island. They're trying to stop the fire from spreading to the tree. That's one. Two, I guess something is attacking the wildlife. Because we've got these stinger mole, these giant bees that fell out of the sky and are beaten up. Something happened to them. And then we have these people talking about a mighty ear god, an enormous rabbit. Okay, next page. Air panel. Big Stein Castle. Yeah, it's still alive. What is with this huge bee thing? Morning, Nami. Say, where are we? No idea. Last thing I knew, we were still on the giant ship. So we've got Nami using her climb attack to attack the bee, the stinger mole. So Nami's been attacking the bees. I guess they are flying towards the castle, and Nami's been taking them down. Zeus comes out of the climb attack and is talking to Nami. Wow, somebody save me. Luffy, Zoro, Sanji-kun. I'll even take Usopp. What's up with me? I don't even remember changing. So Nami's noticing her new outfit. Am I dreaming? Where is this place? Some kind of castle? What? Nami. Huh? That's Usopp's voice. And then Nami trips over the pegs, the Lego pegs, because the floor is like Lego, so she trips on the pegs. Ouch! What's wrong with the floor? It's all bumpy. Clatter. And the next page of a giant, fluffy, bear-looking thing. Nami freaks out. It's huge! Sheesh! Shock. Okay, it's actually a porcupine, and the quills immediately turn sharp. Because it gets shot by Nami, while Nami gets shot by it. Now it's enraged. Grrr. Yeah, wait, I didn't mean to startle you. Now the porcupine is chasing Nami. Giant porcupine. Usopp, where are you? Over here. Save me. What are you doing there? Another monster? And now we have what looks like a giant cat and it's chewing on Usopp. I've got my own problems. What is this? A monster manor? Zeus extend. Leave it to me. And Zeus inside the climb attack. It extends. Hits the porcupine. Pushes it back. Crap, I'm gonna fall. Just zap it. And so Nami zaps the porcupine, but it's destroyed the upper floor that she's on, so she's going to fall down to where Usopp is with the giant cat. Shrii! Whoop! Nami falls on the back of the cat. And the electrified porcupine falls down onto the cat as well, and the cat gets shot. Now they're both shot. Meow! What? I've got a bad feeling about this. Ditto. Now the cat is enraged looking at them. Meow! Hey, what's up? Do you know anything about this place? I remember us drinking on a giant ship. The next thing you know, I'm here with you. And they're running away from the giant cat that's chasing them. Wait, that booze. Didn't he say it could cause hallucinations? It's called, and now Nami's remembering the giant that told them the bruise is called Absentine, the green fairy. What? It's a dead end. Oh man, we're up so high. There's a chance this is a hallucination, right, Nami? I might be seeing a monster cat, but turn. It's probably just an illusion. Yeah, Usopp! Then Usopp gets hit with a claw, giant cat claw. So it's definitely not a hallucination, because Usopp just got hit really hard. Yeah! Hit so hard it's destroyed a part of the castle and knocked them outside of the castle into the air. Or just Usopp, I think. Nami's still safe. She hasn't been hit. But she's falling from the crumbling castle. Usopp! Yeah! Huff, huff, huff. Grrr. Now it looks like a giant lion. Yeah! It's suddenly turned into a lion. We're doomed. Snap out of it, Usopp. We're gonna die. Roar! Yeah! Hey, I'm not a shield. Nami starts hiding behind Usopp as the lion is charging towards them. Nami-san! I sentence you to death for making my beloved cry. Ifrit Jamb Epale. Gear 4. Gum Gum Elephant. Sword Style. Kalatsura Great Dragon. Roar. So we've got the monster trio. All of them landing a blow on the lion. Oof, that's a nice shot. Yeah! Usopp and Nami are both shocked seeing them come out of nowhere. And as the lion is falling over, it turns back into a cat and passes out. Zoro sees, did it just turn into a cat? I wonder how this guy will taste. That rabbit we grilled up earlier sure was tasty. Shish. Nami-san, I was really worried. I was so scared when Usopp died. Sanji-kun, I'm still alive. You're gonna pay me for that human shield stunt. Cough. Bruh, not again. Sounds like there might be even bigger ones around. If they look good, I'll get us some. Let's prioritize finding the sea and our ship. We need to establish the crew's safety. If you're going after if you're going after food, don't forget that B battalion and their hive. It's a shame to waste them since they're so nutritious. Then Nami is crying and shocked. How are you guys taking this place in stride? Where the hell are we anyway? Into the unknown. Cover and color spread upon return. Chapter end, they're going on break. So there's still a kind of a question mark and kind of not. It seems like we are in Elbaf. Or very close to it. This chapter was a lot of information, but not information all at once. So kind of how events seem to be unfolding is the Straw Hats have landed on perhaps Elbaf, maybe Elbaf. It's the East Blue crew actually, because yeah, none of the Grand Line characters are here. It's just Luffy, Zoro, Nami, Usopp, Sanji. So it's just the East Blue crew. They're on Elbaf, perhaps. They all have new outfits. Elbaf has a Lego aesthetic, or at least this area of Elbaf has a Lego aesthetic. They're giant animals. The animals seem to transform. The cat transformed into a lion for some reason. The cat also had a crown on its head like it was royalty. They were inside of a castle, so maybe they were in some royalty's castle. Elbaf does have royalty. It has Prince Loki and perhaps Loki has a father, and that father would be Thor Odinson. Or maybe it's just Loki. I think that Loki has a father, so that would mean there's a Thor. So this is a castle. Is it Loki's castle? Maybe. So the animals and the people on Elbaf are treating this whole situation as a crisis. The animals are getting hurt and they don't know why. The fire, we don't know what caused the fire, if that is from the Straw Hats on the island, or if the fire is something unrelated to the Straw Hats being on the island. So we've got lots of animals. Well, at least two we've seen so far. Well, three if we count the bees. There's still the mystery of how they ended up there and how they ended up dressed into new outfits, which I should probably go over in a little bit of description. Nami's got a very Viking woman, warriorish kind of outfit, like a fur or maybe feather cape, short cape, like a leather sort of mini skirt slash chaps kind of thing. Long fur boots, like just under the end, just under the knee. Usopp is wearing a fake beard and a helmet, fake beard and mustache and a helmet. Some striped pants. Or actually, I think they're overalls, so striped overalls. Since overalls are Usopp style. A helmet with horns on it, kind of has a little bit of that Harujin slash Dory look to it. Then we have Sanji, who's dressed like a knight, of course. He's got a sword on his back. He's got the gauntlets. He's got some armor and a cape. Luffy's got a Viking thing going on. He's wearing a long cape, fur cape, boots. Zoro's outfit is not, I guess it's more Viking. A little bit kind of Viking. He's got on a mask. Kind of looks like a domino mask combined with, like a domino mask, maybe combined with goggles. Hard to tell. It doesn't look like there are lenses inside of it, but maybe there are. Zoro's got on a white cape. He's got these massive shoulder pads. It's a really interesting look. I'm wondering if these are going to be their outfits for the entire arc, or is this just for this portion of the arc? Probably for this portion of the arc. I think that as we get towards the middle and end of the arc, they will probably have some outfit changes. So kind of just throwing us into the deep end on Elbaf. Obviously, we're going to get some explanation when the chapters finally start up again after the break in 2 weeks. There's still a lot of questions, a lot to speculate. They've got to be on Elbaf because we're dealing with giants here, or close to Elbaf. Elbaf adjacent. But I'm pretty sure they mention and show the Yggdrasil tree, so that's got to be on Elbaf. And it seems like it's the entire island that has, or all the buildings on the island that have Lego aesthetic. We haven't seen Straw Hats encounter any giant humans yet, so once that happens, that's when we'll probably start to get information, the lore on what Elbaf is like, the culture on Elbaf, why things look like Legos, where the Prince Loki is. And Elbaf, we've not seen a whole lot of it, but from what we've seen of it, it doesn't seem like there's any trouble on Elbaf as expected. It seems like it's a relatively peaceful and untouched place, untouched by any outside forces like a Yonko government or even a warlord, nothing like that. So as expected, I'm wondering if the Straw Hats are going to get, if there's something aside from the Straw Hats going on, they might get blamed since they're kind of causing trouble on the island. They might get blamed for any other bad things that are happening at the same time as they're being present on the island. Because that does happen often. That could happen. It also could be that it's just them on the island and it's just their little rampage as they explore the island that's causing all the crisis on the island so far in the panic. But I guess we'll get that information in the next chapter. It's a really interesting chapter. I like it. I think that once we get this to the anime, it's going to be a great episode. Because it's going to have a lot of Usopp and Nami interaction, and Usopp and Nami reacting to all the strange things on Elbaf. So that's will be a good episode. It's going to echo some of the probably echo some of the funniest episodes in Thriller Bark, which is good because we haven't had something like that since Thriller Bark, really. So it would be a welcome change and a good sort of introduction, especially since this should be an Usopp heavy arc. So we should get to see all the sides of Usopp as we go through this arc. So I would be very happy to see this be an Usopp forward arc, and Usopp and Nami as a pair, definitely putting them forward in the arc would be great too. So Usopp and Nami forward, I'd be very happy with that. And it's got to be Usopp forward anyway because it's Elbaf. So, at least it looks like we're on Elbaf. Still haven't had any solid confirmation, but it's probably like a 70%, 75% that this is Elbaf. This is the start of Elbaf. We're not easing into the arc because this chapter is very chaotic, very Straw Hats unleashed in a new area. But we are easing into Elbaf, as easy as this particular situation can go. So with that, I will catch you all in the next chapter. Thanks for watching. Please like and comment and subscribe, and I will see you then.